So my plan was to put a elastic bandage head wrap on her so that you could watch how she responds. And I've done it once before, and she immediately put her head to the ground and went through all this releasing process. But part of the problem here in what happens is that I couldn't quite remember how I was supposed to handle the bandage. And so I got an agenda in my head about tying the bandage. And she sensed that disconnect. And you can see already she's putting her head up higher and her tail is swishing. So she's telling me that I need to calm my brain. And I'm thinking, do I wrap it here? How do I get this to fasten so I can come across the forehead? And I just came across. And if I hadn't let go, I might have been okay, except then the wind blew it, and everything went south. I went out to make a video about the 4 things you can do to help your horse after a pullback incident. Don't worry, those 4 things are in here, but the experience offered too many opportunities to limit to just them. I want to show that horses who understand positive reinforcement training are not nippy or pushy or food obsessed. Here, I click Jalila for looking at me and consenting to have the headgear put on, and I want you to see what happens when the video resumes. I offer the treat, and she tells me she'd rather not take it from my hand. She wants me to put it on the ground instead. That done, I step back and invite her to approach. The rapid clicks tell her, you're on the right track, keep going. So I have the bandage over my shoulder and I'm getting the side eye. She's willing to stay by me, but not very crazy about the whole bandage idea yet. I'm happy that she's not really moving away and she's remaining engaged, but I really blew it as far as being able to put that head wrap on her for today. But I still need to deal with the fact that she has been traumatized and that has created tension in her body. So much like a pullback incident, we're going to continue and see what we can do to release things and get her happy. And this actually presents a really good opportunity to show the value of teaching a horse to target, because you can change the subject in a conversation and do something with the target. You can immediately go to something that they're very comfortable with, they're very successful, and they understand everything about it. And with that, you can reintroduce the scary thing so that there's a bridge. The clicker training makes a bridge between the scary thing and the familiar. You see that I can take the target very close to that bandage, whereas a few minutes ago she wouldn't even come near me with it on my shoulder, and she's already touching it. So then I can place the treat on the board there. She'll touch the target. She'll switch and put her nose by the bandage. She's a little concerned, but it's definitely taken a lot of the charge out of her. So another thing that's really important with a lot of horses, and this horse in particular, is movement for stress release. Confinement does nothing but just it can amp her up to where her brain doesn't work very well anymore. So I'm just going to have her travel around a little bit and then offer the target again.
Jalil. Jalil. Touch. Good. Good girl. Can you touch this? Good.
So here I can actually put it on the target and then pick it up with the target. And she remains curious, and all of this is a very good sign. So I spent probably a half hour getting to this point where we could just be over the bandage thing. I'm not going to try and put it on her. That would be a bridge too far and almost a surefire step toward failure. So, but it always reminds me of my friend and favorite farrier, Doug Frazier, who always said, it don't pay to hurry a horse. When you're working with a horse, you're on equine standard time. And that is one of the best lessons you could learn from this video.
Come on.
There's a muscle that runs from behind the ear along the crest by the poll that is often really tight, and a cross-fiber massage is generally very well received for any reason by most horses.
Yes.
To do a wither rock, I simply cup my hands over the withers and shift my weight back and forth from my heels to the balls of my feet. Now you notice that she stepped away. That's not because she doesn't like the wither rock. We do enough body work together that she's telling me she wants her sacrum released. So I switch to a tail rock. My hand is cupped over the top of the dock of her tail, and you can see that her whole body moves in response to the slightest shift in my weight.
Touch.
Peggy Cummings' cheek delineation exercise releases tension in the throat lash and the TMJ joint. It's beneficial after pullback incidents, also after dental procedures, and it can be part of a daily routine and after riding or groundwork to help relax the horse's throat latch area. You can start at the center of the forehead and come along the side of the TMJ with your hand slightly cupped and soft. You want to run your fingers along the groove just below the horse's ear, behind the cheekbone and the mandible.
Girl.
And when you get to the center, about the center lower point, just pause and hold at the center of the mandible to release the pterygoid muscle.
I'm just going to get up very carefully. Jalila.
The connected groundwork exercise called caterpillar not only releases the horse's neck and poll, it promotes telescoping, an action necessary for a horse to lift through the shoulder area at the base of the neck in motion. Begin at the base of the neck. Cup your hand gently like a clamshell and open and close your fingers as you slide along the jugular groove toward the pole. This is not a massaging action, so don't squeeze. Keep your hand soft. You'll notice that I add a reward for the release, so Jalila knows that she has done what I expect. I have not yet put this response on command, but I do click her for doing it when working around the round pen. And I also plan to bring the two together to improve her posture and self-carriage in movement. We're in the early stages of this, but you can see that by clicking I can encourage her to seek this certain posture, and it does affect a release in her neck. So as I work to improve the duration of that, we will be able to then work on different things like length of stride and how much she pushes from her hindquarters, but this is just the beginning of the application.
And back.
Another exercise you can do for tension in the neck is to begin at the withers and gently squeeze the crest with an upward lifting action. Move along the entire neck in 2-inch increments. The Tellington method, developed by Linda Tellington Jones, is a unique system of handling animals. This exercise is called the zigzag or zebra. Use it to connect your horse front to back and to increase circulation. Using a soft hand, begin at the shoulder or behind the ear and trace the stripes of a zebra along the whole animal. Peggy Cummings advocates using this T-touch under the saddle pad after a ride to increase airflow and promote cooling. Be sure to do both sides. Okay, you ready to go? Are you ready?